All right, good evening, Central Texas. Thanks for joining us for another quick update on what we're expecting come this weekend. Again, we're still watching out for that winter storm that's going to be approaching as we head from late Friday and basically through the weekend and really into a chunk of next week. We're talking 40% of next week could still see those overnight lows in the teens as we head into the beginning and the middle of parts of the week. So let's talk about it real quick. We're going to go through everything that we have at this point for you. Again, our weather impact alert goes from late tomorrow night through Monday morning. Now, we're going to take a break after that because we should climb above freezing at least briefly Monday afternoon, but we're going to bring that weather impact alert back as we head into Tuesday morning too, because Tuesday morning will also bring some bitterly cold temperatures. So we're dealing with very cold weather for at least the next 4 or 5 days. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be nothing, but it is also It's not going to be like it was in 2021, but it is going to be very, very cold for a few days here. The main impacts here will be that possible wintry precipitation. I say possible, but it's looking very likely that we will get at least some freezing rain, if not some sleet, as we head through your Saturday. Now, again, we've talked about this before. If we had our options here, I would take the sleet over the freezing rain, but it does look like freezing rain is probably going to be the most likely precipitation we get on Saturday. The other side of it, of course, is the very cold temperatures we'll be experiencing. We're talking teens, single digits, and maybe even some wind chills below zero as we head through Sunday morning and Monday morning. So your need, continue to pay attention just in case anything changes between now and Saturday. And of course, remember the 4 Ps, your pets, your pipes, your plants, your people, and limit that outdoor activity and really limit the travel as well, because we could be seeing ice on the roads. We haven't talked about that part of it. Again, with outdoor activity, this is not a situation where you want to go outside and play in the ice and snow here, because when we start talking about temperatures that are in the single digits, that can be very dangerous. We're talking hypothermia, we're talking frostbite for any exposed skin. Again, if you do have to go out, make sure you got the hat, the gloves, the scarves, all the things. Limit the amount of skin that's actually exposed to the outside air. So let's talk about this piece by piece. We're going to talk about the precipitation, and then we're going to talk about the temperatures we could be seeing. So here is that winter storm warning. Remember, this was a winter storm watch yesterday, but obviously confidence has gone up the closer we get to the event, and some of the impacts could be a little bit worse than we were looking at before. So that's why this has been upgraded from a watch to a warning. And again, the primary impacts here are going to be that potential for accumulating ice in those temperatures that are going to be so very cold on Sunday morning and Monday morning. Now, I keep talking about the mornings, but we got to talk about the afternoons too. Temperatures probably do not climb above freezing Saturday or Sunday. So because of that, we're talking about potentially 60 hours here where we're below freezing across Central Texas. Now, one thing that we've talked about a lot over the course of the past 3 or 4 days are the simulations that our models give us of what we could be seeing in terms of precipitation. I'm going to show you a couple here. These are our short range models. We're finally within range here where we can actually take a look at these models. Now, one model is going to get us all the way through Sunday about noon. The other model, a little bit more short range, only going to get us through about Saturday at noon. So because of that, we're really looking at the beginning of the event here between these two models. So one is being very aggressive, one is being a little more conservative. Let's take a look. Rain on Friday. That's the key here. I want you to remember this for tomorrow. It's going to be a cold rain. It's not going to be comfortable, but it is just a liquid rain as we head through your Friday. So at some points during the day, we could be seeing heavy rainfall across the area. Again, you see these pockets of red and burgundy where we could see some pretty significant rainfall there. So because of that, the ground will already be wet as we head into Saturday morning. Now, remember I said this model is a little more aggressive. It's already bringing freezing rain into our western communities by about 1:15 a.m. So we're talking about Friday night into Saturday morning here. So this is really starting to kick off very early, and it stays with us all the way through Saturday morning. Then we get a break here about 10 o'clock where we'll see things kind of clear out for a few hours at least. But notice all the cloud cover. We're going to see temperatures drop through the day on Saturday. We start off your Saturday about 32, 33, 34, 35. By the time we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock, we see temperatures falling back below freezing. So falling throughout the day. So that's where the danger comes in, because we usually expect by the afternoon, okay, things are going to warm up a little bit. We're going to see conditions get a little bit better. But in this case, because of that front, because of those north winds, temperatures are going to fall throughout the day. And we're actually going to be colder potentially about 5 or 6 than we're going to be in the morning hours. So keep that in mind. By Saturday night, we're seeing a solid wave of this freezing precipitation. potentially freezing rain, maybe some sleet mixed in, but more than likely going to be freezing rain, freezing on contact as it hits the ground. That's the problem. It creates those sheets of ice on the ground. It also coats our power lines. It coats our tree branches, causing them to snap and fall, which then leads to infrastructure problems as well. So that's why freezing rain is so dangerous. Put this back in motion, everything's gone by the time we get to Sunday morning. Now, with that being the case, just because the freezing rain stops falling, anything that's already on the ground is going to stay there. Notice temperatures as we wake up Sunday morning in the teens and 20s. That means nothing's going to melt there by the morning hours, and by the afternoon, temperatures only getting back up to about 26, 27. Now, if we can get some sunshine moving through on Sunday, that means we'll get a little bit of radiant heat. Just the sunshine alone could help melt a little bit of the ice, but it's not going to be very efficient. And with temperatures still in the 20s, we're going to see a lot of that ice sticking around potentially into Monday morning as well. Let's take a look at simulation number 2 here. So again, rain on Friday. Both models in very good agreement that for whatever you got to do tomorrow, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be wet, not icy, as this rain falls for your Friday. This model, much more conservative. Notice we're going to stop it at that same spot, 115, keeping everything still well out to the west. Back in motion, here we are 6, 7 o'clock. That's when it really starts to bring that freezing rain into central Texas, the I-35 corridor. So by the time you wake up Saturday morning, could start to see some of that freezing rain falling from the sky. But notice temperature's still about 32, 33. That means the ground's probably not going to be able to get frozen over just yet. By the time we get to about the noon hour, again, still kind of see some of that freezing rain mixing in with some liquid rain, things like that. Temperatures hovering right around freezing. Still going to be very difficult for that really ice to start caking on the road. So that's the good news. By the time we get to noon, start to see temperatures come down a little bit. That's when we could start to see some of those issues with area roadways. So I've shown you 2 simulations. Where does the truth lie? Well, as it so often does, probably somewhere in the middle. So let's take a look here at our forecast of when we're going to see things really kick off here. Freezing precipitation arrives in our northwestern counties there about 7 to 10 a.m. through central Texas, anywhere between about 10 and noon. That's when we expect it to start. And then for the Brazos Valley, we expect it to start anywhere between about noon and 2. So the afternoon there for the Brazos Valley, that's going to be kind of when we start to see things really get started. How much ice could we see? Well, here's the problem. 1/4 inch or more, that's when we start to have some of those issues that we talked about. Roadways, power lines, tree branches. And as you can see, our forecast models, even our conservative models, still going with about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice accumulation. Now, it's going to be a mixture of freezing rain and sleet, but it should be enough to cause some issues and potentially some infrastructure issues across the area as well, so be prepared for that. Extreme cold warning. So that's the ice story. Again, it's a long story, but now we have to talk about those temperatures, because as you wake up Sunday morning and Monday morning, it is going to be very, very cold. Now, what I'm going to show you here is our worst case scenario. Now, temperatures may not get this cold, but understand this is a real possibility. That's why I'm showing it to you, so you can be prepared for this. Take a look at this Sunday morning. These are your wind chill values. Temperatures could be in the single digits, teens, but what it's going to feel like on your skin with the wind blowing, about 1, maybe 10 degrees. That's what it's going to feel like Sunday morning. Again, this is worst case scenario, but it is definitely a possibility. For your Monday morning, take a look here. Even colder than that. Wind chill values could feel like they're anywhere between 0 and -10 degrees. So again, this is frostbite. This is hypothermia. Again, if we see schools continue to stay open for Monday, this is going to be dangerous cold. So there is no standing at the bus stop in these types of temperatures. So in all likelihood, we do likely see some schools at least delay for Monday, potentially closing as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, we'll have all of our closures and updates like that posted for you, kcentv.com, and of course on air when we run Texas Today on Monday morning. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Weather impact alert from late tomorrow all the way through Saturday, all the way through Sunday, Monday morning there. Monday, we may briefly climb above freezing. That's going to help with some melting. Not much though, because we're not going to be above freezing for very long. And then for Tuesday morning, we fall all the way back to about 15 degrees. And again, still going to be very cold. Don't think we have as much wind on Tuesday, so that helps. But still, when the air temperature is 15, it doesn't take much. 42 though for Tuesday. So by the time we get to Tuesday, we start to come out of that deep freeze a little bit. And then we'll moderate Wednesday, Thursday, start getting back close to where we're actually supposed to be for this time of the year. But these models keep updating. In fact, the second simulation I showed you, that is actually updated since we ran 6 News at 6 today. So obviously things are changing by the hour here. So we'll continue to keep you updated. And of course, we'll have the latest forecast for you tonight at 10. And then as we head through the weekend, We're going to continue to have these 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock updates tomorrow, and then for Saturday and Sunday, we'll basically be running radar constantly throughout the weekend with periodic updates as well. That's a look at your forecast. Again, join us for 6 News at 10 for the latest.